my point was that even, I mean, I did 8 retrievals. So, at a certain point for different times of my journey, I had different outlooks and I wouldn't, follow, sometimes we want to do acupuncture and you'd be like, it's okay this time. Like, don't, we had our peaks and our highs and our lows of how we just flowed with the journey, but the food stayed with me and it still stays with me to this day. It stayed with me throughout all of that. So even if I wasn't following a specific diet, I always was kind of eating the seed program, like my chia seeds and things, my berries, my nut mix,
the trail mix.
With the trail mix, there were so many things that I kept.
Well, and a good thing you jumped on the diet, because I was shocked when I went back in and looked at your chart to see you were drinking Diet Cokes.
Oh, yeah, I know. And now I had one on the way here. Ever since Georgie was born, I've really
back on the Diet Cokes.
I've really loosened everything up again.
Yeah. Well, you have your embryos
I know.
And the whole thing. Yep. And you are like, how is it going? I don't know if we jump ahead of the timeline, but she's so precious.
I know. And you got to see her the other day. She's just the best. And I think this is just, I'm settling into motherhood. It's hard, but again, nothing can be as hard as my fertility journey for me. Everyone has different things they can deal with, and I got through it and I dealt with it, but it was traumatic. It's something that I think I'll always, be healing from in certain ways, but it feels like I've been reborn in a way. Georgie was born and somehow I was born again too, because I have my life back in such a different way.
Right. So remember a couple times I said, I think you're going to do this and it's going to serve a higher purpose, and you're going to use your celebrity to help other women. And while I was saying that, and I know that is true, I was sad that I had to say that it would have to be hard for you to need to use your platform.
I know. I remember you saying that so often, and I would be like, "Ugh, I know."
Yeah, and you were like, "No, I don't know. I don't know." But you have, and my patients are listening, and they are benefiting, and they're waiting for next episodes and stuff.
It's been great. It's been great to share. I mean, when we start, our podcast is Unexpecting, and my husband and I do it together, and we just really wanted to document our journey, I think, just because it was so much to wrap our minds around. And we got to a very hopeful place where then we could speak openly about it. And we never expected to sort of create this community. And it's just been so fun to have these conversations and to really be vulnerable, and also to see, hear and see Todd's perspective. And just, I think it's good for our marriage. We're kind of going back and closing up and tying little bows on all of these parts of the journey that were really hard, that I think we kind of swept under the rug just to get through.
Yeah. And so, to speak on that, I work with the women most of the time, the intimate details. Right. And the men, they don't really have somebody to talk to about it. So when I listen to Unexpecting, I am loving that part of it.
Yeah.
And
it surprises me, things he says, because I just never knew.
Right. And it feels so much only happening to the woman. That's understandable, but it's not accurate. They are really going through it.
Yeah, they're going through it too. I mean, the women really take the brunt of it, I will say.
Right. So with respect to the fertile foods, they go in 4 phases, right? So special foods when you're bleeding, those are like the greens to cleanse and help slough the lining and to bring down the unopposed estrogen load. And that would be especially helpful for you having endometriosis. And so that was something that—
The green juices.
The green juice.
The broccolini.
Yes. I do always know when the women are doing the seed program, because when they come into the office, they have fresh juice.
Yes.
So that was you. And then the phase 2 pre-ovulatory, or while you're doing ovarian stem, it's good fats, minerals, things that look like eggs.
What was it was not regular yogurt, but I bought it so many times. How do I forget?
Oh, it was coconut yogurt.
Coconut yogurt. Yeah. Coconut yogurt with the pomegranate seeds, and special
foods. And it's something that if you continue to use that, you're going to continue to have regular periods.
Well, I think also, for people that are listening that aren't, like I said in my own podcast, that I wasn't an acupuncture goer to begin with. You know, and you know that about me. I mean, I grew up as an athlete. I popped 3 Advils every day, which is not healthy when I was, training, but I really believed in, I got a hip surgery at 19 and it fixed what needed to be fixed. And I'm kind of like Western medicine, just take the medicine, get the surgery, do the thing. And it's always hard, it was hard for me to really soften and try something new because I was like, what foods are going to change this or change that? Or, just it just was my personality. And I think though that even if you're someone who is like that, you don't realize that other parts of following this program that I think benefited me even maybe more than what was
Yes.
benefiting me from eating
Right.
the food. It was just like envisioning like a lot of your foods, and you talk about that, but there's like a lot of the like eggs, like all of these things you would talk about how they're fertile foods, and you sort of like see the food as fertile. You feel like it's, you know, fertile as you're eating it. And it just is this mindset that gives you just a little more optimism. It makes you feel more feminine, more fertile, all of these things, which again, who knows what that does for a result in a specific form, but it really helps you, like regardless of anything else, it helps you tackle IVF in a different way. At least it did for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think everybody who's coming on here is saying the same kind of thing because it's food as fertile medicine.
Right.
And foods can really take us down. Foods might be at the root of endometriosis or at least exacerbation of the symptoms.
Right.
So it stood to reason, but given that there was that layer of pelvic inflammation, it needed to be addressed.
It did, yes.
Right?
But we did get great results. I mean, good enough results the second retrieval after I did this program. Don't you remember?
I do, yeah.
I got 2
That's when
normals,
the
2
boy,
out of
girl.
3. Yeah, 2 out of 3 normals, which was just like a huge relief.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, that was then kind of over the hump.
Like the first hump.
Right. Yeah. And then the rest is all in unexpected.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do want to go back because when we were working together on this, you would say, "What else can I eat?" And I'd be like, hold on, you have all the foods. This is spirit of a mother unfolding. This is you going from the girl to the woman to the mother. This is this important work for you. Being Gemini and tiny, I have the same issue. We have that reversed astrological chart where it's like the girl, woman, and the two do get to coexist, and that's the mother.
Right.
And so to be talking about spirit of a mother, it was like, well, what does that mean? There were so many different parts of it, but it was like, look how you're nurturing Dubby when he had to have his leg amputated and he had his cancer.
I had a dog that had cancer, had to make the decision, and wanted to make the right one for him, but he lived for another 1.5 2 years. So happy on 3 legs, swimming, jumping, playing in the snow.
Playing with his baby brother.
Yes, playing with,
Yeah. So it was fun for me because I really got to watch you grow up.
Yeah, I really did grow up. Over these years, I grew up more in, my mid to late 30s than I did at any other